Hello everyone and welcome to our Tech Tuesday tutorial number 76. Today is a long overdue introduction to possibly my favorite app in the last 3 years, AwesomeTable. So I could have sworn that I had already done a video on AwesomeTable. In fact, last week I was about to send a Tech Tuesday video to someone about AwesomeTable, and when I started looking for it, I couldn't find it. I was stunned that I had not already done one. In fact, I had to go in there and search. And yeah, I did one video with the word awesome in it, and it was Awesome Drive, Tech Tuesday number 4. So yeah, here we are. Let's get on with this. AwesomeTable is appropriately named because it makes awesome tables and it displays your data from a Google Sheet. AwesomeTable lets you create views and then specify which column in your sheet will show up on a view. It also lets you filter the results quickly in a variety of ways. That's the real heart of it, but the real magic comes when you start customizing their templates to make your data look great. Now keep in mind that each of these views is live data from a Google spreadsheet. If you change anything in the Google spreadsheet, it's going to change here in the view itself. The view is basically just a web page and it can be embedded into other sites if you need to, or you can just link to it. The views can be built with filters. Some filters can be string filters so that if you type in an expression or a word or anything, it will filter out automatically. Some can be category choices, and some can even pull from a comma separated value field. So like this one, this has multiple values with multiple checkboxes that they could check. So there are multiple standards here. It's really difficult for spreadsheets to parse that data and give you an actual choice from there, but AwesomeTable does that pretty well. So I can just choose any of the fields that have standard 2. They don't have to have that standard only as the choice in the field. So at the minimum, you can start an AwesomeTable. You just go to awesometables.com. There is a dash between the awesome and the table, and just create a new view. Once you create a new view, it's going to ask you, hey, okay, where's your spreadsheet? Give us a spreadsheet that has some of your data in it. Well, you have to kind of prep a spreadsheet first. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come over here to a copy of just a basic little spreadsheet with some tabular data. So let's say I wanted to make this into an AwesomeTable. The first thing you have to do with your table is introduce a row 2 that will have information for AwesomeTable to do its thing. So right click on the first row and insert one below, and you can color it a different color. I tend to kind of go with a gray just to let me know that this is kind of system-wide data and it's not going to apply. And then I usually freeze these fields so that if I scroll down, those stay. But AwesomeTable needs something to kind of go on with how to treat the data in here. If you don't do anything with it, it's going to guess. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to select the spreadsheet. It generally picks the last sheets that you were working on, but you can search for them. But this is the last one I had open, copy of sample. And once you do so, it's going to ask you for a name of this, and I'll just call this Tech Tuesday Demo 1. I'm going to select the sheet, so we'll do that one. And then the range of cells that you're going to pull into AwesomeTable. In this case, it's pulling in A1 through G. Let's double check that real quick. Yep, through G, that looks good, right? So we're going to create it. Now again, we haven't given it any instructions. We haven't done anything special. We just have an empty row, and it tries to guess what to do with this stuff. And then it's also going to provide these kind of numerical filters that look kind of like timelines or date ranges. That may not be a bad thing for a date, but I kind of would like to filter by country or category, and I don't see a way to do that right now. So we need to tell AwesomeTable to do that with this data. So we're going to go back to our spreadsheet, and in the country one, we can come in here and put in a phrase called category filter. It's all one word. What if we don't want the date there at all? We can make that hidden. I'll do category filter for this one as well. For product, I want to do a string filter, which will build a filter that allows me just to type in something. And then on the count, I'm not going to do anything else with that. And I'm actually going to exclude the total there from the result in just a second. And price, I'm going to say no filter. I don't want to filter at all for price. Right, so let's take a look at that. We're going to go back here and we're going to refresh the data to reload this preview. Now you can get an access to the types of filters in the documentation in AwesomeTable. So if you're on AwesomeTable's homepage, you can go to documentation and you can check out what kind of filters are available to you here. So I'm just going to type in filter, choose the first available article, which is all filters you can add on a view. So they tell you string filter, number range filter, and what they do specifically. Your most common ones were going to be string filter, possibly date filter, and category filter. CSV filter will let you parse a field that has multiple items in it, like this one. Okay, so let's go back to here and see what this looks like. Right, so our total, that's still being pulled in, but let's say I don't want to do that data at all. You can either make it hidden, or you can tell it not to pull in the data from the beginning and just have it go from A through F. So I'll come back here, my data source, I'm going to change that from A1 to F, update the view. It should now exclude that column. Yep, it's gone. And then I can come in here and take a look at this. Now this is pulling from 3,272 rows. That's a lot. You can change the configuration and say I want to have, let's say 20 per page or 100 per page. And you can do a few little things here with the formatting. For now, we're not getting into that. We're going to have to go to a part 2 video for that. But from here you can see that I can combine filters. So I could say I only want Bulgaria and I want tablet PCs. So these are only 11 that meet both of those conditions. This is really, really strong. I mean, if you think about how many ways you can then display your data that's come from a spreadsheet and then have that up for other people to see, share the view with them, and they get this filterable view. They don't mess up your original data. They don't have access to all of it. They only have access to the data that you choose to put into the table. And they have the filters there to really find and drill down what they need. So some of the use cases we're using this for, just for the basic view. This is just the basic tabular template. We're going to be using this for internal contact information for us at the RISA, in our RISA area, all of our schools and everything. So we can just go in here and say, I want admins in Bryan County, go. I want media specialists in all of our systems, or I want superintendents and so on. It's pretty slick. And it's easy to use and it's easy to set up. And remember, whatever change you make in the spreadsheet mirrors here in the AwesomeTable view. So the URL to this is pretty easy. You can come over here and open the sharing thing and you get the URL for that. You can link to it, or if you want to embed it in a Google site, it's really easy to do. Or if you need embed code for your web page, you can embed it directly into the web page. So let me show you what we're doing with this in the real world for our Media Specialist Technology Consortium. Okay, so on our Media Specialist Collab website, we had sessions pulled from a single spreadsheet. The spreadsheet looks like this. This was the proposal submission form that had all the proposals pulled in. And then on the website itself, here's our AwesomeTable. Notice that it's embedded directly into the Google site, so it looks pretty clean. And people can come in here and choose, what presenter they want to attend, or they can just search for based on intended audiences. They say, I want stuff that's geared towards instructional technology people. Here are the sessions that are geared towards them. So we were able to have this live on our website immediately upon receiving and approving any of these sessions. We did build in an approval column where we would choose to approve or not approve certain sessions. And in the view itself, we just had a query that said select star, which is all, where B, column B, that's that one, equals approved. So that's pretty neat, because what it allowed us to do is that we could get all this information in from a Google form. People would submit proposals, send it in a Google form. It wouldn't go live on our website until we chose approved. And then it's immediately on our website. Our professor's page was built with AwesomeTable using one of their templates. And this was using a template for a people directory. So that was pretty slick. Again, all of this is taken from a Google spreadsheet. So our presenters look like this. And in this case, we tried doing something different with the check mark. Instead of saying approved, if we wanted it public, we would just check off the box. That again is just done by choosing a query that says select all where this column equals true in the case of checkbox. Now, I am going to kind of tease a few things here with their other templates. We will not be going into those and customizing those in this video. We'll have to do that in a part 2. But when you go to AwesomeTable, check out their template gallery. It's incredible. The people directory is one of the simpler ones. Some of the other ones here is post-it notes, which is just kind of cool. You can have topics and links and more information here and all sorts of fields put in, and then people can of course filter. Some of the other templates include some really slick things like a Google Maps integration. All you have to do is put a location as the field and tell it you want to use the map option, and it uses that location as the place marker, and then you can put in more information on that. Of course, all this can be filtered too. So while you're pulling this up, you can say, only show me those that are in England. And then it changes the map view. It's kind of just crazy how easy this is. And again, this is all from a spreadsheet. This is all live. You don't have to build this. You have to do a little bit of customizing in the template in the back. But once it's built, it's done. And you can keep adding more data and it just works. So take a look at some of these templates, see what excites you, but remember that every one of these templates is going to require a little bit of work on the template itself, and we're going to get into that in a later date. For now, you could just start with a blank one and just use those filters to parse out what data you want and display it in a certain way, or choose what kind of filters you like. All right, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, and why not support us and click that subscribe button. Leave a comment for a Tech Tuesday video below. Share this video with your friends, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.